As on the Cardinal players, played a short career, went into entrepreneurism, and I'll talk more about that later. But thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
In Chicago. I'm currently based in Chicago. I'm a man of many hats. I have an investment firm, Technically Ventures, where I invest in early stage startups across categories and sectors, but primarily focusing on sports media and entertainment. Obviously, that's my background. I co-founded a eco-friendly startup, Swizzle, which is a consumer product good of 2 stainless steel straws, 1 single brush, and eco-friendly packaging. Primary distribution channels, e-commerce, B2B, and we just got things that's good. And then most recently, I spend the bulk of my time now focusing on a wellness brand specifically aimed at Black and brown people called Me.
Okay, thank you for the straws, because I'm sick of paper falling apart my drink.
You gotta get your target.
Keith Bullock. And from there, I came up with a concept called Transition, and actually a concept and a business plan. Business partner Don, Shannon Judd. From Transition, Don and I now have created another platform called The Outside Game, and I'm invested in real estate. I have 6 real estate rental properties in different states. I'm invested in brand-specific, this event called Rose Day that we do all over the country, and Night Up the Jack. So I would say I'm investing in a lot of different things. And the last play that I just made is I invested maximize the opportunity.
Great, I love it. So let's talk about timing. So as an athlete, your time is very valuable. You're playing mainly every week, right? You have practice all the time, you're recouping. At what point do you decide, I'm ready for my next step? I'm ready to start transitioning, I'm ready for a new venture. And that timing felt right for you.
Well, for me, to be honest, I always knew that I expanded more than just being a football player. You know, coming up as a foster kid, as I was, you have to make a lot of decisions fast. You know, you think differently. So for me, everything was about how do I get to the next step. So when I was in the NFL, it just got to a point where I got my second deal. I was fortunate enough to be a guy that I played in 130 straight games. So there was a point where I saw guys like Eddie George doing different things. You see the vets on your team doing different things, then you ask questions. I mentioned Eddie George, Kevin Carter. So these are guys that kind of put me on that path when I was like 25 to 26. And you know, just think, what do you want to do when I'm done playing football? Because you know there's so much life after that. So I would say when I was about 25, 26, after I got my second deal.
Well, for me, I was a backup, so I had plenty of time in my hands. So I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do after football. But you know, all jokes aside, I think one of the most important things was just literally the time that I did have, understanding exactly what I wanted to do. And so I spent a lot of time just talking with a lot of different people, a lot of mentors. People had done other things and other aspects of business that I wanted to be a part of, to at least when my last play was called, so to speak, I at least had some type of direction on what I wanted to do. So I think the most important thing in that, regarding the timing, is just utilizing it wisely and leveraging it with the right people that have done things outside of football or other sports that you can at least piggyback on once your time is done.
For me, I had that realization after my 7th season in the NFL. I had back surgery. and I was on IR the entire year. And I was watching the game from home, and for the first time in my life, when I played safety, I saw somebody get hit really hard across the middle. I was like, wow, that looks like it hurts. Yeah, and I had never thought like that about the game before, but I knew once I was looking at it differently from a mental standpoint that it was time for me to start really, not preparing, but taking action about what life after football looked like. I'd always been preparing, taking advantage of educational opportunities starting after like my 4th year in the NFL, so I was already trending in that direction, but that was like the defining moment where I was like, you know, I really gotta, the rubber meets the road there.
So I want to talk about 2 things that you guys mentioned about having the people around you that kind of spearheaded your focus into this new vision or venture, if you have. How important is it that you have like just a success as a team around you, and how do you go about finding the right people to work with and partner with?
Yeah, you know, I think it's extremely important. It's one of the most important parts of this and foundation of your business. You know, number one, you know, there's a lot of vetting, there's a lot of the process that you go through and to trust people and to formulate this team. And you know, you just have to go through the process and you know, start with your people that you know that's closest to you and the people that you just trust. And you'll, you know, for the most part, get a good feeling and be able to get into situations where you can leverage the information that those people have. For me, I just continue to try to stay in circles that were, you know, like I said, people that had done more or doing more than I was doing, and in bigger circles that could easily, that I know that they had the right answers in certain aspects. And so eventually you start to formulate a couple of people out of that scenario where you can piggyback off of and build this team to be able to help you do whatever you want to do moving forward.
Yeah, we come from team sports, so you know you're not going to win a Super Bowl or many games if you're not a solid team. So moving forward with business, it's the same way. As former athletes, you're forced to kind of step out of yourself when you go into businesses and things that you don't really have much, let's just say, intelligence on. So you have to, you know, find the people to help bring to life what it is your vision is. And obviously, if you know you're the head of that team, you have to pick the right quarterback. I don't have to be the quarterback. Look, I could be a part of the team. You give me a role to play, and I'll play it. I just want to win. I just want to be successful, and that comes with having those right people around you.
Yeah, I kind of piggybacking off of what Keith said. You know, you don't have to be the quarterback, but I think that when you're transitioning out, is that one, you have to know everything. You have to do it right away. And you have to kind of be leading the charge for whatever you're getting involved in. And all 3 of those are not true. But really, I think, and I was talking about this yesterday, it just starts with the appreciation of self and understanding self, and then saying, all right, this is who I am. I've done some pretty cool and amazing things throughout my athletic career. How does that translate into what I want to do next? And team building is a big part of that. And the thing is, like, and I lived through this personally, was, you know, I was candidly trying to get the hell away from football. I'm like, man, I did this my entire life. I want to do some new things. But throughout that whole process, it was like, man, there's so much value that has been learned and developed over my total 24 years of playing football. How do I leverage that and use that to propel me to go on and do bigger and better things, right? Because there's a lot of value, there's a lot of sauce with that. And it starts with building that team, right? He said it, like, you can't do anything without a team. And a lot of the team sports. But think about who's my quarterback, who's my GM, who's my head coach, you know, who are the mentors in my life that really can help make an impact and get me to where I want to go.
So speaking of impact, we're all here because of TPI and this beautiful event in this great space. How has TPI impacted your venture?
That's a leading question.
I'm usually the quarterback.
Well, I think, you know, stuff like this, getting around people, finding teammates, getting new connections, there's a lot of value in that. This is particularly good for me because I get to talk about Swizzle and Target and my new business, right? But I think also importantly is about building community. Obviously everybody is in here for a reason, and then you get to learn about new people, meet new people, learn about new ideas, see if there's some shared or mutual interests or synergy. So I think that's the biggest value that TPI is delivering to me personally.
Yeah, just to piggyback, TPI has been, a great part and great influence into what we've done. I met TPI about a year ago, or Tracy about a year ago, and happened to know a lot of people through it, and at a Shark Tank ordeal. So, what was impactful about that was we learned a lot about what we can do good and what we, need to do better at. And so, a lot of different connections and people that we met, mentors through TPI and other aspects, kind of help us do some things, and also reconnect some of the people that I already knew. And so, one of the things I think that really did help that Tracy was our ability to be on HSN, which helped in certain aspects, and just the camaraderie that TPI brings to bring everybody together in this room definitely helped us into our progress and succession of things that we have been doing.
I've just been getting to know TPI over the last year, and I've been to, including this event, another one. I think that, they do a great job of, like everyone else said, to bring the different communities around. And look, if you have businesses, if you don't know about business, and I would definitely say more so for younger guys from our community, the NFL community, this would be great for them to, be at these type of events to kind of learn and understand business, be around some real business people, and possibly meet some teammates to help them with their venture.
All right, guys, thank you so much. If you guys could give a round of applause to Mike.
All right. Good job.
Keep it, David.
How you doing, boss? You guys have to leave right now?
I'm sorry?
You guys have to leave right now? Or you just
Not this second.
Okay. Today I'm in South Michigan. I have no problem. But I'm working.
All right, can we give one more round of applause for the entrepreneur panel?
Passionate as a project. I would like to speak quick, but I just want
Okay,
Let it clear.
Yeah.
our next panel, going to introduce one of our hosts here. Someone that had an incredible NFL career. Started off at Hofstra University and truly defied all the odds. I'd like to bring up Marcus Colston, former wide receiver.
Well, first and foremost, really appreciate all you guys coming out. I know it's a busy week down here, and there's a lot going on. And anytime you start an event at 11 o'clock around Super Bowl, you contend with the night before. But again, really appreciate you guys coming. This has been the culmination of a lot of hard work by a lot of people. And at this point, I want to bring up a few people that are really important to TPI, just to kind of bookend, the reason why we're all here today. I'd like to bring up Garrett Clue, really good friend of mine. We go back to 2012 in B school, and he's an advisor to TPI. I'd like to bring up Amanda Reese, and also James Foote. I'm sorry, James Ferry. I mixed it two.
I did that all the time.
Inside linebacker. Yeah, all of that. So really and truly, I think we've kind of heard a recurring theme here today. Whether it was philanthropy, whether it was entrepreneurship. This idea of community is really important to the athlete world. And the interesting piece is to get to the level of professional athlete. It's a lonely journey at times. There's this commitment to self that you set a goal, you wake up every morning, and there's this lonely journey through these dark times, and ultimately you get to a team and you got to try to figure out how to fit into that team and be the right puzzle piece at the right time. And throughout my journey out of football, what I realized was that I tried to take that same mentality into business, and I tried to, figure out all the answers to the questions. I tried to get in the rooms with, folks that have been in the business world for a lot longer than I had, and try to use a competitive, my competitive mindset to try and shorten the learning curve. And it wasn't until I started to interact with, folks like Garrett, that I realized the importance of, having a community of like-minded people around you. And, what Tracy started building in 2017, and, what we are really a part of continuing to build is really building this community that's more than just athletes, it's more than just, financial and wealth managers. It's really building this ecosystem in a way that it creates value for everyone in the ecosystem. And for us to have an event today with the type of people that we have in the room from all different walks of life that are really in this sports business ecosystem, it's a testament to Tracy's vision, and it's a testament to a lot of the folks up here and really all of you for really understanding the value of the community that we have. And and what I'd like to do is let some of the people that have been a really integral part of the community just kind of give you a little more insight to their experience and what TPI has helped them, how it's helped them further their second act, and why this community is really important.
Hi everyone, James Ferrier, by the way.
Hi James.
It's all good. But for me, the biggest thing from TPI that I've been learning is, a lot of the things that I don't know. I was great at football for a long time, and that was my life for a lot of years, and I focused on that. But when I was done, I really didn't know what to do. But I saved my money. I was well off. I was able to take my time and figure it out, and TPI has definitely helped me in that aspect. And that, I've been around football my whole life, and now I'm in my second act, and it's about learning new things and things that I want to invest in and be a part of. Sometimes I don't know everything. Football, I felt I had a good grasp of what I needed to know and what I needed to do, but in the business world, a lot of things that I didn't know, things that I'm still learning, and TPI has been a nice platform for me to take my time with it, get educated about all the issues that I need to know about with all the investments that I'm doing. And it's really been a good thing for me to see the community, like he said, the community that's been building around this. And it's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of athletes, there are a lot of people that have questions, there are a lot of people that are very vulnerable and don't know much, and sometimes might not want to ask the right questions, but you feel comfortable, feel the same way as you do. And TPI has been a good thing for me, and I love everything that's been going on with growing. The business is growing, and everything's been good so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to more opportunities that come our way, and I'm just excited about the whole deal.
My name is Amanda Reese, and I got started with TPI the end of July, I believe. And immediately from my first event, I was like, this is it, this is where it's at. Because I had spent so much time trying to network and find people, and all they wanted to do was talk about my college career, or who I know from this person, or who got a better jump shot, which is offensive because it's me. I immediately saw people who wanted to help and were asking the right questions and challenging me on my growth strategy and what I wanted to do. And so I just appreciated from the beginning, Garrett helping me connect with Tracy, and Tracy being like, you want to do this? How about you start here? And rarely do you find people just wanting to be so genuine and not want anything in return but you to be your best self. And so I appreciated that, and I'm all in.
Hey guys, my name's Garrett Clue. I was a rower.
Come on there.
Terrible sport. Terrible sport. Yeah, going backwards and Timmy boat. I was an athlete for 10 years and was fortunate enough to compete at the Olympic Games. And let me tell you, the athletes out there know, I retired at 29. That transition is hard. It's hard for me. I don't care what sport. When you make your life your sport, when you stop, that's hard. And I was fortunate enough to meet Marcus in business school, and it's been a pleasure to work with him on this project together. This is a passion project for me. Look, I think I didn't go to Harvard. I went to a state school. I didn't have a lot of options, and I didn't have a lot of directions, and I didn't have community. And I was sort of left to wander the desert to figure it out on my own because TPI didn't exist. And it's hard. It's hard. And now, what we are building is a community where if someone like me retires or is thinking about retiring, you have like-minded people who have been through it, who can help be your guide. We're not here to preach at you. We're not here to lecture at you. This is a community. And it's been really important to me to build my second act. And it's been a pleasure. And I'm excited about the future. And I think back to, my athletic career. And every athlete in this room, in order to be successful, if you want to go to that next level, you have to be a student of the game. And when you retire, whatever that next thing is, you got to humble yourself and become a student of the game. And I feel like TPI is positioned to help our community through that transition. And it's a membership organization where it's athletes who have been through it helping other athletes, whether it's being entrepreneurs, whether it's investing. That's what we're here for. And the fact that you would take time out of your schedules to be here today means a lot to me and us. And obviously, the Super Bowl, there's a lot of distractions here, but including that phone. I encourage you all to talk to any one of us or Tracy to learn more about what the future holds for TPI and to become a part of this community, because together, you can't stop us. Together you cannot stop us. That feels like a mic drop moment right there. Woo, yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Hard to follow that, but round of applause for these guys. Well, on behalf of Tracy and everybody from TPI, we really appreciate everyone coming, and the event continues down the hall, bar, and an incredible view. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.